I have been doing a lot of decluttering in my home, and I've made a lot of videos giving you tips and tricks on how to get it done quickly and easily and fast. But then one night it hit me like a ton of bricks. Why do we need to do this so fast? Why am I telling you to declutter so quickly? We did not become cluttered overnight. It took many, many years for us to become cluttered. So why are we expecting that we're going to become uncluttered overnight? Today I'm sharing a new method of decluttering that really speaks to me. I think that if you have tried a lot of different methods of decluttering and maybe you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and frustrated, you have to try this. Because most of us accumulate clutter over time, we don't really notice it. It takes years and years to get cluttered, and we accumulate more and we don't really see it until one day we snap. And that's okay, because sometimes you need that motivating jolt to get yourself the motivation to actually start the decluttering. And really, nothing is more motivating when you realize that clutter has taken over your home. But I have found that if you rush into it and you declutter quickly, you could end up making it more difficult for yourself. You could end up making the whole process worse and create more problems. But before I get into what that is, let me just tell you exactly what slow decluttering is. Slow decluttering is a simple way to clean out the excess in your home without causing yourself stress. Rather than going through your whole home and going crazy and making a big, huge mess, you're going to take it slowly. And you're going to do a little bit of decluttering every day. This may sound counterintuitive, but I'll tell you why this works. If you are decluttering every day and you're doing it at a slow pace, you start to naturally change the way that you see your things. So if you have decluttering as this large overarching goal that you just have in your life, then you really start to think about your things a little bit differently. You start to see your things as not just stuff that you have, you really start to think about the purpose of your things. And once you figure out the purpose of your things, you almost get this sense where you can take back your home. Because when you start doing this small amount every day, it's almost like you're building this decluttering muscle and you're starting to develop these clutter-free habits over this time period. And then you start to realize that your home is becoming a happy place rather than simply a storage unit for your stuff. There are a number of reasons why slow decluttering could be better for you. Now, obviously, if you are in a hurry, if you don't have time for that, then this isn't going to work for you. But if you do have the time and you're able to see things clearly and do this methodically, let me tell you why this is going to be so good. So the first thing is, some of us are working, or maybe we're just really busy and we don't have the time to do these massive house projects. We don't have the time to take on this huge declutter of our whole home where you're going in and you're pulling everything out and you're creating this big mess for yourself. The other thing is, when you do create that mess and you do pull everything out and you realize how much stuff you have and how much there needs to be done, you're almost left with this mess that could be a little bit demotivating. I find that when I create a mess while I'm decluttering, then I just get demotivated. I only see a mess and I just don't want to tackle the project anymore. I want to quit in the middle of it. Also, if you're older, maybe you have mobility issues, it's not going to be easy for you to pull out everything and take on these giant house projects. Instead, the slow method is so much better because then you can declutter a little bit at a time. You can do this on the days that you're feeling good, and you can do it at a pace that suits your lifestyle. When you do this slow decluttering method, it's not possible to get so overwhelmed like you would if you were doing it all at once. And I find that when you are not overwhelmed as you're decluttering, you make fewer mistakes and you end up being really intentional about the things that you're decluttering and the decisions that you're making. And you definitely don't want to declutter things and get rid of a bunch of stuff that you're going to regret later. Don't get me wrong, I do love going to the thrift store and finding amazing things, but you don't want to get rid of your amazing things if you don't have to. Think about the times when you've been in a hurry, and I have definitely done this before as well. Maybe you're moving and you need to quickly declutter your stuff. You make snap decisions, you get rid of things that you might have wanted to keep. Another thing is, a lot of people will declutter and they'll just do it when they're feeling some kind of a way. Maybe they're sad or going through grief. They're just not in the best place. And they do all of this decluttering and they're not thinking clearly and they end up getting rid of things. And then down the road, unfortunately, the decision you made when you were feeling that way isn't the same decision you would have made when you're thinking clearly. So not only do you sometimes, if you're in a rush, get rid of things that you may not have wanted to declutter, I also don't think that it's sustainable because you're just getting rid of stuff. And obviously, when we get rid of things and when we declutter them, they're not really going away. You're either putting them into the garbage, into the landfill, or maybe you're donating them, maybe they're going to someone else's house, but it goes somewhere. It's not gone from the face of the earth. I remember when we moved into this home, we were in a big hurry. We found the home, we put an offer, and it was accepted within a day, and we were moving within a week, and we had to quickly pack up our apartment. I made some snap decisions about some furniture that I just decided, okay, we're not going to take this with us. We're going to get a smaller truck. We're going to fit what we can. And I regret it to this day. I wish that I had brought that furniture with me. It was great furniture that I still would have been using. I ended up having to buy new furniture for this home. And I just wouldn't have made such a snap decision if I hadn't decluttered under duress, essentially. So how do you do slow decluttering? Because it's a little bit more than just setting aside 5 or 10 minutes a day and doing some decluttering. Although that's a great start. What I would recommend, and this is kind of my best tip for decluttering, is as you're going through your day, figure out the things that you do in your home that are difficult. What is hard for you to do? Once you know what's hard for you to do, that is exactly where you begin. So imagine you're trying to make dinner and you need to clear off a whole counter space to make dinner. Then you need to rummage through a bunch of cabinets to find some appliances to make that dinner. And it's just really unappealing to make dinner at all because it takes you 15 minutes to prepare just to even get started. So figure out, what are the things that are making it difficult for you to make dinner? Is it the fact that your counter has a lot of clutter on it? Maybe your appliances are shoved to the back of a cabinet when they should be actually at the front of the cabinet. Maybe you have a lot of things in your fridge, you can't find ingredients. Same thing with your pantry. So take note of that and know where these difficult things are and what's causing you difficulty as you're getting things done in your home. And that's where you start. So maybe next time when you're making dinner and you're going to start cooking in your kitchen, maybe you take a couple of minutes before you get started and declutter some items on your kitchen counter. Maybe you declutter some items in your pantry and just incorporate that into your day and your day-to-day routines. Because once you've identified those pain points and then you start incorporating things into your daily routines, within no time, you are going to have that area under control. Another thing I'm going to recommend for slow decluttering is to keep a tally of items. Now, this may sound a little bit strange, but I'm going to tell you why this works. What you're going to do is you are going to, every day that you declutter something, you're just going to do a little tally chart and you are going to mark down how many things have gotten decluttered. And then if you ever get unmotivated and you say to yourself, I've been slow decluttering for 2 months now, and I feel like I haven't really made an impact. You are going to look at that tally and you're going to say to yourself, wow, I've actually donated and gotten rid of and decluttered 70 things. I am making progress. What this tally is going to do is it's going to keep you motivated and you're going to show yourself you're actually getting things done even though it feels very slow. When you do things slowly and with intention in your home, the change happens not only within your home, but also within yourself. In fact, I guarantee you will get to a place where you actually find decluttering is relaxing and almost relieving your stress. I know a lot of people are overwhelmed and frustrated by clutter, myself included. I really think that if you incorporate some of these slow decluttering methods into your decluttering process, it's going to be so helpful. And honestly, before you know it, you are going to have a clutter-free home. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep the decluttering going, I'm going to link my decluttering playlist right here. Click on it and I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.